Hello friends. So up till now we studied different staining procedures, and now here we were discussing the last example of the special staining method, and that is Volutin granule staining. The method used for Volutin granule staining is Albert's staining method. So let us see how to demonstrate Volutin granule with the help of Albert's staining method. Now before that we must know what is Volutin granules. Now here these Volutin granules are named by different names. There are number of different names of the same granule. First is it is called as Volutin granule because these granules firstly observed in the organism Spirillum volutans. So these granules are named as a Volutin granules. Secondly, these granules are also called as metachromatic granules. Now why they are called as metachromatic? Because the word metachromatic, it means meta means different, chromatic means color. These granules have property to change the color of stain, and that's why they are called as metachromatic granule. These same granules are also called as polyphosphate granules. Now why they are called as polyphosphate? Because these are the storage of phosphate. Generally, this prokaryotic cell, especially bacteria, when they enters into the stationary phase of the growth, when they stop their cell division and cell DNA replication, cell has tendency to store different types of the food materials, for example carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus in the cytoplasm, and that is called as reserved food material. So cell has property to store the reserved food material, and this Volutin granule is one of the type of storage of the phosphate. It stores the phosphate in large amount, and that's why it is called as polyphosphate granule. These same granules are also called as Ernst and Babs granule. This person Ernst and Babs, these two scientists discovered the granule, and to honor them, granules are also called as Ernst and Babs granule. So students, today we will see how to demonstrate this granule, Volutin granule. Here remember one thing, these granules have property of changing the color of stain, that is they have metachromatic property. They have ability to change the color of stain. Now let us see how to observe this granule by using Albert's staining method. Now this Albert's staining method consists of a procedure behind the Albert's staining method is here. Generally these granules are observed in case of bacteria like Clostridia, Bacillus, Lactobacillus and some other prokaryotic bacterial cells. Here as they are prominently observed in case of the Lactobacillus, here we are taking the sample, curd sample, because this curd sample consists of large amount of Lactobacillus. So you are given with the curd sample. So suppose this is the tube having the curd sample. Normally old samples are used. In case of young cultures, these bacteria do not show prominent Volutin granules. So normally old cultures are used. So take the curd sample. So this is the curd sample. To prepare the smear, you will require a slide. So take a slide, make it grease free, mark the area at the center with the glass marking pencil and use opposite side of the slide. With the help of sterile inoculating needle, take the sample from the curd. Normally take liquid portion of the curd and spread that liquid portion having lactobacilli over that marked area. So that is called as smear preparation. First step of the procedure is prepare the smear by this method and then allow to air dry. Air dry the smear. After air drying, heat fix the smear. So that is the first step of the procedure. During the second step, apply Albert's stain for 3 to 4 minutes. After 3 to 4 minutes, wash the slide. That is your second step. Then third step is apply Albert's iodine for 1 minute. After 1 minute, wash the slide. After 1 minute, again give the gentle washing to the slide, and finally air dry the slide or blot dry the slide and observe under 100x oil immersion procedure, oil immersion microscope. So this is the simple procedure behind Albert's staining. Only 2 steps are there. Prepare the smear, apply Albert's stain for 3 to 4 minutes, then wash the slide, gently Then apply Albert's iodine for about 1 minute. Again wash the slide and then observe under the 100x oil immersion objective. When you perform this procedure and when you observe the slide on the microscopic field will show these types of bacteria, as we are using curd sample which consists of lactobacillus. This morphology of the lactobacillus they are very long slender rods. So you will get the long slender rods with green color cytoplasm. So there is green color cytoplasm, and in that green color cytoplasm you will get the dark bluish black granules. So these are the volutin granules, bluish black granule. That is the observation after the bluish black granules, volutin granules, and cytoplasm will be faint green or green cytoplasm. Green cytoplasm. This is how you can demonstrate granules in the cell. Now, what is the mechanism behind this observation? What is the mechanism of Albert's staining? Here, in case of staining of the volutin granule stores the phosphate in the form of phosphorinic acid. Polymeric phosphate was stored and they ultimately act as a source of phosphate in the future during the energy generation. Now, as it stores the phosphate, these granules are highly acidic. Suppose this is a lactobacillus cell. Suppose these are the granules. Granules are highly acidic. The nature of granule is highly acidic as compared to the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is also acidic, but acidity of the cytoplasm is less acidic. That is the difference between granule and cytoplasm acidity. Now what happens? You have used Albert's stain for the procedure. Albert's stain consists of two basic dyes. Obviously, to stain these acidic granules, we require the basic dyes. So Albert's stain consists of basic dye, toluidine blue and malachite green. So these two basic dyes are there, malachite green. The nature of Albert's stain is it is acidified basic stain. Now how it is acidified basic? Here this Albert's stain consists of two basic dyes which are dissolved in acetic acid. It is dissolved in acetic acid. Here the pH of this granule is 2.8. It is slightly basic towards the granule and slightly acidic towards the cytoplasm. Here this toluidine blue is more basic. It stains your granule, and malachite green is less basic. It stains your cytoplasm. So your cytoplasm becomes green and toluidine blue gives the blue granule. Now as I told, these granules are also called as metachromatic granule because they are changing the color of stain. Now what happens here? Here when they get blue color due to the granule, that blue color might get pink, might get red. It will become red during the staining because granules are metachromatic. But these red granules, red color, it is difficult to observe because of less contrast between the green cytoplasm and red granules. Because of that, during the second step, we are using Albert's iodine. This Albert's iodine acts as a mordant as well as Albert. Due to the addition of Albert's iodine during the second step, this property was lost. Metachromatic, we cannot observe this property because of Albert's iodine. Metachromatic property was lost and granules becomes dark, bluish black. So this bluish black granules, we will get bluish black granules and green cytoplasm under the microscope. So that is a simple mechanism behind the Albert's method, and by using this method we can easily observe the volutin granules. So that completes the topic stains and staining procedure, and for this time we will stop, and in next lecture we will see the second point of the same unit, and that is microscopy. So stay tuned. Thank you.